Yourself, how long have you been playing the guitar, and just a little bit of your background with the instrument?
Alright, I'm in 8th grade. I started playing the guitar like when I was 6 or 7, I think. I've been playing for 7 years now. I'm 14.
Great, that's great. And do you live here in Buffalo?
Yeah.
That's
My teacher is Michael Mundo.
Michael.
Yeah.
I love him. He's great guy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming this morning so early. I have a student at Eastman giving a senior recital at 1:30, and she really wanted me to be there, so we had to move my class to early this morning. I appreciate you getting up so early. It's good. Okay, go ahead and play. I'm looking forward to it. I won't stop you. Play a little piece.
Okay.
Do you need the score?
No.
Okay. somebody you know came in. Hi, Mike.
How you doing, Nick?
Good, how are you?
Doing all
I
right.
heard you played great last night.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a fun concert. Really great, awesome program.
Wonderful.
Awesome variety.
Wonderful. And you two are working very well together. You sound great, and you're well trained, and you played beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, I like so much. You know, you're making a beautiful sound, nice full, you know, good contact with the strings. You look like you're really in control of your memory, and I think you love this piece. Yeah, it shows. It sounds great. I met all the all-stars are coming today. So, you know, Brower wrote this piece actually for a film, and the film never got produced, but the music remains. And in fact, people love this piece and have been playing it on and off for a long time. I'm glad to see you playing it. There's several versions of it out there. This is the published version by Chester, but there's 3 or 4 other versions that are floating around. So if you hear some recordings, sometimes they're slightly different, and don't be surprised by that. One of my friends, Ricardo Cobo, recorded this piece, and he worked on it with Brower before he recorded it. He's got an Naxos recording it's an old Brower recording. It's very good. And they worked together quite a bit, and Brower made a few changes that you can hear Ricardo doing on his recording. It's worth listening to, and if you like them, it's certainly, the piece is kind of repetitive, right? It's a sort of a rondo, which is, it's okay, it doesn't mean that it's not wonderful, but sometimes the repetition later became something Brower wanted to address. So he made some little changes, and if you hear Ricardo's performance, and there's a few others, Kostas Kotsiolis, a Greek guitarist, big time Brower advocate, also does some slightly different things from working with Brower. So those recordings are worth listening to.
I've listened to some recordings of it before.
You have?
Yeah. Sometimes it sounds different from what I usually play, so.
Yeah, and I think that's really what I'm trying to make sure that you know is that Barrios was like that too. If you listen to Barrios playing Barrios and then you look at the printed score, it's different. They say that was the case with Mozart as well. Yeah. But anyway, bravo to you. Beautiful playing and beautiful training. Okay, let's start from the beginning here. There's a few things that I wanted to say. Let's work on the thing that repeats so many times, this A section. Can we start with that? Let me just get my guitar for a minute. Cold.
Yeah. Or in fake spring.
Right?
Supposedly spring.
I know, I drove in from Rochester an hour ago, and everything just felt, when I woke up, I thought, ugh, everything is so cold. I think it'll be okay. Actually, the first thing I wanted to ask you was, and I don't know if you guys talked about this, the right side of his guitar is slipping out from him. Did you ever try those non-skid pads on your right leg or your left leg?
I think I had one at one point. I just don't use it that much, but
Was it helpful, or do you feel perfectly comfortable?
I feel comfortable now, but I think the pad probably better.
I might have a copy that you're welcome to use. I was teaching a class a few years ago in Japan, and I mentioned this to a young guy. You can put one on both legs. You can borrow them both for a moment. Put one on each leg. And I was teaching this young guy, and his aunt was there. She was very, very excited and very proud of him and everything else. And so I told him about these. And so the next day, he came back for it was a day, everybody had a lesson every day. And she had sewn into his pants these pads. He looked ridiculous. But they have their intentions right. Don't do that. You don't need to. Does it feel any more stable? Does it feel better?
Yeah, I feel like this.
Especially on the left leg.
Yeah, especially on the left leg, it doesn't slip.
So you can get these at, if you go to a grocery store and you buy like a roll of, it's stuff that you can do like a shelf liner. And it's kind of rubber, and you can just, it's like a lifetime supply of, you can just cut it out and you can put it under, don't sew it onto his pants.
That's the kind that he has somewhere around.
Right, the shelf liner.
Self-made one, yeah.
They work great, as long as, but it's important, really the most important, you play very well, and everything is working great. But it's really important to be comfortable when you're performing. The most important thing. And you don't want to use your shoulders to be pulling the guitar back, which is what I saw you doing a little bit. I like you to be able to free your hands and not have the guitar, spinning around too much when you're playing. So I think that this is probably worth doing. Some people like it on the right leg, some people like it on the left, some people like it on both. But the left is probably sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, the other thing I wanted to say is, I want you to know that you have a beautiful sound, but sometimes tone is an important, quality of sound is an interpretive part of what we play as well. So with a piece like this, which is so, so warm, you want to have as more of a sound as you can. Give me a minute to look at this piece. So, when you're working on a piece like this, you have to try to figure out what sort of a sound you want. And your sound is nice, it's super clear, but it's a bit bright. You're doing something like, right, it's a little bit bright. And that's okay, but like the organ that's back there, they'll use a different registration for a different piece. And they've got a big sophisticated instrument to do it with. We also have those kinds of sonic varieties, but we have a different way of doing it. So if you want to warm up your sound versus this, so it's a matter of plucking a little bit oblique versus this, right? Just a little bit. Can you try it? Yeah. Much better. Okay, for me that's a much more beautiful sound for this piece. Now, there's some pieces you don't want to necessarily do that, you want a brighter sound. But for this piece, given how melancholy it is, it's supposed to be about a day, kind of like it is outside here. It's supposed to be like a quiet winter's coming. And I think that there's a kind of a character to that you want to bring out. The sound is important, and you just did it very well. So try to use a warmer sound when you play this piece, at least for this part that comes back all the time. Yeah, so this chord that he writes is an arpeggio. So this chord's arpeggiated, and this chord is arpeggiated. So I would take a little time with those chords. In other words, I think it's a kind of a rival. So when you come into I think those are they're arrival points. So you can just enjoy them a little bit.
Yeah.
Great. One more little thing. Because you're doing so well, and because everything is working, I can pick on you a little bit. Okay? So the A finger is not as beautiful sounding as I and M. You know that. You know that. Yeah. Do you use, what do you use on your nails? Do you use like sandpaper or a file or something? Do you have some with you?
No, not listening.
Okay.
Teachers always good.
That's a teacher. We all kind of do it. I had to move this class to 9 o'clock this morning because I have a student giving a recital at Eastman at 1:30. Mary.
All over Western New York today.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Matt.
Yeah, of course.
So here's what I want to say about the A-nail. Let me show you something with sandpaper. You can't sand your A-nail the same way as I and M. When you sand I and M, it's really on the left side, right? Our point of contact is on the left. But with the A-nail, the point of the A-nail, I'll get mine out. I use the same stuff. With the A-nail, it's more on the right side of the nail. Because if you watch when your A-nail crosses the string, the last place to actually leave the string, if you watch it really carefully, it starts sort of on the left, goes into the middle, and the last place to leave the string is kind of on the right. So you have to make sure that you use the sandpaper really well on the right side of the nail. All the way over there, and also on the top. So watch, I'm under here like this, and then I'm on the top like that, and then I'm even on the top like this. You have to really make sure that the right side of the nail gets a lot of good sanding. It may help. There's a couple of other things we can talk about to make your A sound better, but that's the first thing, is the point of contact. Not quite there. Can I do it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I want you. I'm sorry, I'm in the way of your camera. It's, first of all, I want you to grow your A-nail out a little bit longer. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But, so the best thing is to like fold it over and then get it under the nail like that. Really, because we really need to get this point sanded a little bit. And on the top as well. You can just rub it on your jeans. Just to get any of the burrs off. The other thing is, let me see if you can just. Not so sticky. I was thinking he might be sticky. But a little Vaseline could help that, but I don't think he needs it. I think he's okay. That's a little better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So really work your A-nail. Yeah, that's better. The other thing that I want to say about the A finger, it's really important because it's kind of the soprano voice. You know, and we have kind of the weakest finger playing the weakest string, and the most important part of the piece is the melody. The other thing I want to say about the hand is there's two large muscle groups in your hand. One is here, one is here. Right? In order to be able to have your A finger tapping into this big muscle group, you want these guys to work together. So when you're playing your A finger, think about working your little finger and the A finger together. Right. Better. So first of all, just to practice point of contact, because I heard you practicing scales and arpeggios before, and I love that you're working on basic technique. One piece of basic technique to always work on is your point of contact. So you guys talk about that?
Yeah.
I bet you do. Well, he has a very good point of contact. It's all working great. But we can focus a little bit more on the A finger, I think. So put your fingers down on, all three fingers down on I and an A, like that. Yeah, and they're all on their points of contact, right? Which means where the nail and the flesh turns. Okay, just play I. Good, do it again. Good, so be careful to release that a little bit and focus your joint from here. Yeah, that's better. That's so much better. Yeah. Now put him back down. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's beautiful. Do this. So I and M are your models. They're perfect. Can you do the same thing with A? And don't be afraid of it. Good. Make sure that you start right at the point of contact first. Good. So grow out your A nail just a little bit, and just keep sanding it on the right side. It'll get warmer, and it needs to, because you play really well. You're too talented to not have a really good A finger sound. Yeah. Let me just try. You stay there. I just want to try making a sound on my guitar. Can I be there for a minute? So you just get in there and make sure that you follow through. The guitar is good. And what strings? What are you using?
I mean, I haven't replaced my strings since I got it for them playing two, so I'm not sure what strings I use.
Okay, maybe time for a change.
Right.
It sounds like it felt like the first string was a little scratchy too, and that's not helping. I mean,
Right.
a fresh set of strings might be nice. So whatever you and your great teacher decide you should play, it's time for a change. So these strings have been on for a while?
Yeah, I was planning to replace them before the competition. I didn't get the time to though.
Well, nobody likes to change strings, trust me. But they really make a difference. So get a new set, get a good set. What do you like?
I have a couple different ones I've been experimenting because I got the new guitar not that long ago. And
What did you get? That's right, I remember you told me. What did you get?
yeah, it's a Randy Reynolds.
Right.
That Mir used to have that he was getting rid of, and so I just like, oh, so I really liked it a lot.
Well, those are very beautiful sounding and big sounding
Yeah,
guitars.
really big sound. What I've liked the most so far, when I got it right now that I like, Sabres always seems to be pretty solid. I've used a Dario on it; those are always also pretty good. There's an Italian string. What's it called?
Golly?
It's not that one. It's oh geez, I don't know the name of it.
It'll come to you.
I gave a bunch of it, yeah.
Yeah.
That I like on it as well.
Great. Well, I think that's great, and I think that whatever you guys decide will be fine. I like that you're playing nylon personally rather than carbon, but a lot of people really like carbon, and that's fine with me. Whatever you guys decide.
I like the 1 and 2 nylon and 3 carbon.
Yeah.
That's something I've been.
Right. We were talking about using a mixture of carbons and nylons as well.
Yep. A couple of brands have started packaging them that way, since some of the players are doing it.
I think Sabres is
Sabres
too.
does.
You know,
All the other ones you still have to individually order the.
I think the first string is worthless as a carbon string.
agree.
I just think it's the most unmusical thing they've ever invented for the guitar. That's just me. The B string is okay. The G string I think works. Yeah. Okay. Great. Sorry, we've gotten away from this piece, but I wanted to talk to you about some of that stuff. Okay, and we're okay. We're good for time. Okay. Start again, and I want you to. I won't stop you. Play from here to here, and just be as shaping the line as much as you can. Good. A couple of things that I noticed this time that I didn't hear before. I heard you doing this. That was probably the high point. So the music did this, right? There's a great cellist named Pablo Casals that used to call these rainbows, right? Big rainbow. The top of the rainbow is here. I think it's really important. Now, it doesn't go straight up. I mean, it goes little subphrases, right? So, can you try to do that? Slow down so much when you get quiet. That's kind of something we all do, and we shouldn't always automatically get slow when we get quiet. Sometimes it's beautiful to just keep the tempo, but change your dynamic. And the piece, you've got a long way to go, right? The piece is just getting started. So I wouldn't slow down like it's the end so much. Try it one more time. It's better. Repeat. Okay, so on the repeat now, I think it's supposed to be stronger. So whatever you did here, I think it was kind of like mezzo piano. And you're coming to this place. Give it a little bit more movement, right? When you come here, he even puts a crescendo. So more on the repeat. We have to do something different on the repeats. There's really no reason to do the repeat. I mean, you can just do it, but I think it's more important as a performer to put something into it.
Yeah.
So I would say more on the repeat. And I think this is the indicator. Crescendo here, and then so first time is mezzo piano, second time is mezzo forte. Can you try that?
From the first time?
How about from here?
Okay.
First time. Good. Stay strong. Nice strong bass. Great. I think that's great. I think that works much better. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for coming by. I'll have to leave at 11, so I don't think I'll see you later, but it's great to see you, and I look forward to seeing you again in a little bit more detail sometime.
Sure.
I look forward to hearing you on the guitar.
Absolutely.
Take care, Mike.
Yep, I'll see you.
Yep, bye-bye. Okay, so good. So let's go from second time through, now we're here. From... Okay, so I wrote slurs here. These hammer-ons need to be a little bit clearer. So... yeah, just isolate the one hammer-on for me. Good. Do it again. And be careful about the rhythm of slurs. Sometimes we play them and they're too fast. And you're doing this with a bar, right? And in that one too. Better. Yep. So the point is to imitate the voice. So I'll sing it. And you do this. And I'm gonna have. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It has to make it. You have to make it sing. Good. Go on. Better. That was better. So do it again without me, and make sure that those slurs they have good rhythm, and that the hammer-ons speak. It's better. It's better. Yeah. Can you do it even better? So selective slurring is working. Like when you play 1 and 3, that's That's control. That's working really well. But when you play 2 and 4, you're tending to rush. So when you practice your slurs, and I imagine you practice slurs, right? So like when you practice this slur, take your time to make sure that it speaks well, and you do it slowly. Good. Bring your elbow in just a little bit. Just for whenever you need to make your 4th finger slur better, bring your elbow in. Like that. Good. Yeah, see what's happening is you're able to now bend your finger and come in on the tip. I'll say one more thing about these. We all think that if we're going to play a slur and the slur needs to come out better, we need to pluck the note better. Actually, that's the worst thing we can do, because then you get a strong first note and then a really weak second note. So be light with the right hand and be very focused with the left hand. That's it. Right? It's better. It's better. So when you practice your slurs, these are basically the slurs that I like to practice. I do these 1 and 3. Reverse. I do those, and then I use different combinations, 2 and 4, and then reverse. Then when you come to 3 and 4, I'm going to do the same thing. So I like simple slur studies to make sure that it speaks really well. Yeah. You'll get it, but it's really the extreme parts of the hand are the hardest parts to really get. A finger, 4th finger. And just be mindful of those in your practicing. Okay? Good. Okay, so let's go again from here now. I just have to watch the time. The next person is at 9:40. Do it one more time. Good. Better. Good, good. Keep going. Ryan, you heard that. Good. Very good. Good. It's so much better. Yeah, as long as you hear it, you'll do it. It's all here. I won't make you sing in front of everybody, but you hear me singing a lot. I think it's the best way to really sort this stuff out. Is just in the practice room, when you're by yourself, try singing the melody. And try to listen to yourself when you sing. And then, the whole idea about playing the guitar in a lyrical way is to imitate the voice. So, I promise you I won't make you do it in public. But it's really important to do that in the practice room. Okay. A couple of other little things about this section. You're doing ya-da-dum bum be-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum. Right, you're taking these big pauses. For me, they're just a little too big.
Too long, yeah.
They're a little bit too big. I mean, if there were a fermata or something, but I think he means for it to keep going, a little is okay. So if you have you know what I mean? Not quite so much. Let's go again from here. Do that again, make it nice and smooth. Nice. And then that thing. Try to keep it even in the guitar. Yeah. Good, that's good. Yeah, the harmonic should become so late. Yeah, that's better. Good. Do it once again. Yeah, from here. Good. It should be. The E is part of the melody, it's not part of the next bit. Be careful about too much interruption in a piece like this. It has to all connect. Okay, then we come back to the A section. So in a do you know the term rondo? Have you ever heard that term?
Yeah, I've heard it, I don't know.
Okay, a musical rondo means a piece that it literally means return. So it returns to this bit, the A section. So rondos usually are mapped out as A, B, A, right? And then there's going to be a new section, C, and then it comes back,
and then back to A.
and then it comes back to A. So you get usually rondos are A, B, A, C, A, sometimes D, A, but the A section keeps coming back. That's the return part of a rondo. Okay, good. Okay, let's go to the return of the A, but we'll keep going because we've talked about this. We're going to go into the next bit, and we don't have a lot of time left, so I want to get through it. Great, that was great, beautifully done. So are you playing this as a G? I think that's right too. I think this edition, I don't think that's right. I like that you guys with the G.
Yeah.
I think the recordings that you heard probably do that. Yeah.
Showed me a recording of Brower playing this. He goes a lot faster to C section.
Brower playing.
At least from the recording I heard. He played it.
Is it Brower playing?
I think.
Oh, it's fantastic.
He
Okay,
played it a lot faster.
well, that's great. So for this, I would leave as much down as possible. So you're doing this. Take your time with the chord. So you go to the third string here. Right, I would leave the bar. Yes. And make sure that with that pull-off, we haven't talked about pull-offs yet. A pull-off is actually a plucked note, right? That's it. That's it. Very good. Yeah, keep going. Okay, good. So what are the problem spots in here?
I would say the first was kind of hard to land when I first learned it.
So you're doing two harmonics and then plucked notes. It looks like you're doing it.
This one's
That thing? Can you slow it down once?
sometimes I have trouble playing it consistently.
With your second finger?
Yeah.
Don't play the chord so loud with the right hand. Because you want to bring out that. Great. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Go slow. And then, right, you have to put more energy into that finger rather than that finger. Yes. That's right. That's right. So the idea is, if the energy in the melody is in the left hand, focus on the left hand, and don't overplay the right hand. Good. Keep going from there.
Sometimes
That's a hard one, right? That was good. That was good. You know what the problem here is? Because the string is loose here, the key to playing this well is keeping your first finger from moving. Right. When you do it and you move and the first finger is moving around, you can't play good slow. So you have to make sure that your first finger is kind of like a version of a nut. That's good. And then it comes out. So we can write all this down, but you're getting a video, so you can review the video. Okay, just make sure that the slurs are all working, because the right hand is sound really good. Right? Okay. Okay. So we repeat all this bit. Why don't you do the repeat? I'd love to hear it anyway. No, it's okay. Good. Can you make that warmer sounding? All of a sudden the music changed. Can you make it sweeter? I would say maybe a slow roll. You're right, the music changes, so you have to change with it. Be nice with that. I need to help you with this. So when you do this kind of a thumb, we call it a thumb sweep. Yeah, but you can do it that way. But I mean, the thumb sweep is just those two notes. Do this three. Do this three. Hold on. Do that again. Okay, then do this. That's it. That's it. That's the right movement. Just slow it down and get it so it's smooth. Perfect technique is always smooth, right? So, that's better. That's good. That's good. But I wouldn't worry about playing this role. I wouldn't worry about playing it if it doesn't sound well. It has to be beautiful. Very good. That's very good. Okay. Before we stop, any questions?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I really enjoyed meeting you, and I loved hearing you play, and you're doing great. Change those strings.
Yeah.
And you and Michael can figure out what to play. Nothing too heavy. Don't like super heavy strings. I like normal tension. Whatever you use, I'm sure Michael would know. But you guys will come up with just the right thing. All right?
All right.
Bravo. Nice to meet you. I look forward to hearing you again. You have a big talent. You work hard. You're doing great.